What's going on, everybody? So this is just going to be a quick little tutorial on mining. This is mainly meant for my corporation and for my alliance. I'm doing this in high sec with a character I just created, so it only has one strip miner on it and no other equipment. I'm not really going to talk about setups because that's a whole different story. This is just basically setting up to get in the field, mine, and get back home and give yourself the best chance of surviving a neutral or a red that wants to come and kill your miner. So I'm not going to go through the whole mining process. I'm just going to get set up and then I'm going to warp out. So I'm at this station. I have another sector that I'm going to go to that's just a 0.9, so no chance of getting destroyed. So let's go ahead and get started and we will go to the field. So first thing is we obviously have to warp out to it. Me personally, I like to set up, if I'm in lowsec, I will usually set up celestial bodies to take a look at first, so that when I warp into the area, if I see something I don't like, I can at least jump to a body instead of straight into a mining field, so I can kind of assess what's going on in the field. If I jump in and there's nobody at all in local, then I may just jump straight to a mining field. So this being high sec, I'm not really too terribly concerned about getting attacked, so I'm not going to go jump to a planet. I'm just going to jump straight into a mining field. So choose whatever mining field you want. I have my different strategies about which ones I pick, but it's just kind of a random thing. If you're concerned about warping in with a potential enemy on the field, you can hold down the warp button and you can warp in at like 30 to 40 kilometers out. If there's nobody there, you can just warp straight into the field. Right at the marker. My suggestion, do not mine at the marker because that's where most of these bad guys are going to jump in and they will hit you immediately. So we're going to talk about getting into the sector, get into the mining area, and my procedures here. So me personally, you can see there's not a whole lot of asteroids here to actually go for. In nullsec, where we actually mine, you're going to see a whole lot more. So pretty much you pick what you want. I personally will find the asteroid I want, and I try to find something that's kind of far away from the jump-in point. You can see I'm at the jump-in point right now with the 3 little asteroid marks there. I'm zoomed out so I can see the whole thing. So I'm going to find something that's kind of far away, like in this case, Veldspar, lock on, and I'm going to approach it. So we head that way. While I'm doing that, this particular miner has a range of about 17.5 kilometers, so I'm going to go ahead and start that mining laser at 17.5 kilometers. But while I'm getting to that point, I'm going to go ahead and set up my warping point just in case I need to go back home because there's a bad guy. So you can hit your inventory, go over to personal assets, and then choose the particular station you want to warp back to. In this case, I have someplace that's just 1 jump away, so I'm going to set that as my destination, and you'll see a little marker pops up top left hand side, and we are set to pretty much jump back out in terms of having our autopilot set up. So I'm going to go ahead and start mining. The next thing that I do is I kind of get set up to align with the gate. So if you notice, when you go to your stargates, this case there's only one stargate. It turns yellow. That's the one you're going to be wanting to align to because that's the one you're going to warp out at. So as I do this, I kind of approach the asteroid. This is where I'll kind of zoom in, and I will actually want to go past the asteroid because my goal is to get as far away from the warp-in point, the initial warp-in point, as possible. So you can see I just double-click the screen below the asteroid, and now I'm set up to go past the asteroid. Me personally, I like to mine zoomed out like this so that I can see the whole field here. So you can see I'm 5 kilometers, and I'm closing in. We'll just go ahead and continue on right now. Like I said, about 17.5 kilometers is what this little basic miner with a mining 3 laser will be set up to. Yours will probably vary if you're using the Mark V or one of the better ones. Yours may vary as well as different skills. So we're going to go ahead and just continue past this. One thing I'll note right now, drones with miners, they're worthless. Don't even use them. You're going to end up wasting money. They're not going to save you. I don't prefer to have them out. If you're mining in a group, that's a whole different story because if there's a bunch of you, those drones could actually potentially do something. But me personally, I don't ever use drones at all. I just prefer to be ready to jump out. I usually have a warp force stabilizer. Sometimes I'll even have 2 on there. That's probably a little bit of overkill, but a shield hardener, something like that. I don't need to try to survive a battle because I can't survive a battle. My whole goal is to get out of there before they can inflict enough damage to destroy me. So as I get to this point here, I want to basically start thinking about lining up with the warp gate. So I'm about 14 kilometers out, so I'm going to zoom back in so I can get a good feel for where I'm going to be at. This is a little bit difficult because my recording is right in the way. Let's see if I can move that. There we go. So I'm going to approach this right now, and I'm probably going to go outside of my my mining range right now because I had to move my recording thing. Right at about 17 kilometers or so. I get lined up. You can see it's lining up with that gate right now, and actually I pulled back into mining range, so no big deal. And then I'm going to tap the speed indicator to where it will stop me, and you'll see that my ship's speed will go ahead and stop down. So in this case here, I'm lined up with the gate. I'm pretty much ready to go. And in this case here, I now go to ships. So I want to see if any ships jump in. It's just another indicator. You'll see them up there where my asteroid's targeted. You'll see another ship jump in there, but I like to have a second toggle just to kind of look at, so I can see that. I'll zoom back out, and typically I will mine like this. So you pretty much fill up your hold, do what you want to do. Oh no, a red happens to pop into the local chat over here, so I kind of keep an eye out for that, make sure that you know, I'm constantly scanning this local list over here. I don't really like to mine and stuff with 42 people if I'm in lowsec or nullsec. You can always hit the 3 bars there to actually put it in a better view if there's a few more people in there, but I like to mine in sectors that have 5 or less in there so I can really keep an eye on local. So I see a red or maybe even just a neutral pop in, because neutrals, consider those dangerous as well. I'm keeping an extra eye out for my ship sectors, my ships right now, to see if anybody jumps in. Somebody happens to jump in right now. Up here underneath the inventory, you'll see the little play marker there next to the Alente. You can just hit that, and your autopilot engage, and since you're already pretty much aligned with the warp gate, it's going to be a much quicker warp out.
Warp drive active. And
your ore is safe. So that's pretty much the end of this. I just kind of wanted to talk about different strategies, and getting far away from the warp gate is the number one thing, or the warp in point. You want to get far enough away from the warp in point. You want to be aligned with that warp gate, and yeah, that pretty much will save you. Keep local up so you can see if anybody you don't like comes. Keep the ship view in motion. That'll be another indicator that somebody has warped into you, and you can escape most anything. As you can see, well, I'm not going to get into the whole ship things. Your ventures typically have 2 points that allow you to, you have to be pointed basically 3 times to get stopped. And if you have a warp core stabilizer, then you need 4 times to not be able to escape. If you have the 5th one, then 5 times. And if it's a solo person, they're not going to have 5 points on you. So that's pretty much the end of this. I've just seen a lot of people mining in our area that are right at the warp end point, or not aligned with the warp gate of their choice, or don't even know how to use the autopilot. And I wanted just to create something real quick to show you guys my strategies. So hopefully it helps. If you have any questions, I guess you can let me know. I usually mine as well, I'm not going to get into that. If you have any questions, just ask on Discord wherever this is posted, and hopefully it'll get to me and we can figure that out. So hope you guys have a good day. Thanks.